Today, I'm going to walk you through everything I did to reverse bone loss naturally. So, in my 20s, I had osteopenia, and less than 2 years later, I was able to completely reverse it. And now, in my late 40s, I have good bone density despite losing out on those critical bone building years in my 20s. So, today, we're going to talk about everything I did from training, nutrition, and mindset. And even though I was in my 20s, everything I learned and did back then is applicable to you today, regardless of how old you are. And because I know how scary it can be, I'm going to share the best piece of advice I got back then that really helped me to overcome it and to become the healthy, strong person that I am today. So make sure you stick around for the whole video because I'm going to give you that advice at the end. So what I want to do before we get started is give you my backstory quickly. So in my 20s, I found out that I had osteopenia. The doctors told me that my bones were like those of an 80-year-old woman and that I should quit doing everything I loved, like mountain biking and rollerblading, and that I should even be careful doing housework because I was at such a high risk of fractures. So at that age, it was extremely scary. And I had to do a lot of work on my own to figure out what was going on because despite seeing 8 doctors, nobody told me why it was happening. So what I found out through my own research is that I had something called the female athletic triad. And today it's actually called the relative energy deficiency in sport. And what it means is just that I was under eating, I was not taking in enough nutrition for all the activity I was doing, and that led to hormonal disruption and low bone density. And as I said, even though I was younger, everything I learned is applicable to you today. So that's where I want to start. I want to talk about how much you eat and what you eat because that's so important. So let's start there. So most people think calcium and vitamin D when it comes to bone health. And while they are important, you also have to think about protein. Protein intake is just as important when it comes to improving your bone density. So protein is a key structural component of bone. You need it to build strong bones. But it's not just important for bone health, it's really important for muscle mass. And you need strong muscles because they put force on your bones, which helps with bone density. So protein is super important. And as you get older, your protein needs increase. So it's very important that you have a good look at your diet and make sure that you're getting enough. And if you're somebody who's really active, you need to be especially careful and make sure that you're supplementing properly around your workouts. Now, for me in my 20s, I was super active and I definitely wasn't getting that right. So that was one of the first things I had to change. I found protein powder for the first time in my life, and I started to supplement better around my training, but I also increased my overall protein intake throughout the day. I changed things that I was snacking on, like muffins and yogurt, which is pretty typical when you're a university student, and swapped those out for things like protein smoothies and protein bars. So that was a really important piece of the puzzle for me, and it will be for you as well. And then we also need to think about your overall calorie intake. So a lot of women are focused on losing weight and staying really slim, and that can be at a detriment when it comes to your bone health. If you're not taking in enough calories, it's going to be really hard for you to get enough nutrients to nourish your bones. So you have to decide at some point whether it's worth focusing on always trying to lose weight or whether you're going to prioritize trying to be strong and healthy. And I know that's not an easy trade-off to make. It's something that I've dealt with in my own life. I have to put myself out there on camera as somebody who films YouTube videos and films exercise videos, and I would love to be much leaner when I'm doing that, but for me it's way more important to be eating enough to make sure that I'm healthy and strong, and it's very important for my bone health. So when I was in my 20s, I had to also increase my calories. I definitely wasn't under eating. I wasn't somebody who tried to be on a diet. I just wasn't eating enough to match my activity level. And so what I actually did is I sought to gain weight. So over the course of those years when I reversed my bone loss, I actually gained about 10 pounds. And I was still slim, but I was just I looked much healthier and much more muscular. And I do believe for me that was a big reason that I was able to bring myself back into a better hormonal balance and get my periods back, which would have also helped with my bone density. So that's also something you need to make sure that you're focusing on, just making sure that you're overall eating enough and prioritizing being strong rather than being super slim or skinny. And then, of course, we're going to talk about weight training. Everybody knows you should be weight training if you're trying to have good bone density. But what I wanted to talk about today is the type of training that you do. So if you're doing things like free follow along workouts on YouTube, or you're doing HIIT, or, not really following a structured program, that's not going to cut it when you're trying to improve your bone density. On the other hand, you also don't need to be doing big compound movements like squats and big deadlifts. Those can be quite intimidating, and for a lot of women, they can even be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So you don't have to be doing those necessarily. If you can, that's a bonus, but you don't have to be doing them. You do, however, need to be following a program that targets the right areas with enough force and intensity to actually help your bone density. And for me personally, I do this every week. I am making sure that I'm targeting my whole spine. I'm hitting my hips and even working on things like my wrists, where we tend to have more fractures when we get older. And if you want some help with your training, if you're not sure what you should be doing, I'll leave a link to my programs in the description of this video. You can pop over to my website, femalefitnesssystems.com, and check them out. And don't worry, if you're a beginner, I have programs for all levels, so I'm more than happy to help you get started. So let's quickly talk about supplements as well. Now, back when I was diagnosed with osteopenia, the internet was just sort of taking off, and we weren't able to do the research that you would have been able to do today. And I didn't really understand all the nuances with vitamin D and vitamin K, so I mainly focus on calcium and taking a good multivitamin. These days, I do take vitamin D, vitamin K, and a little bit of calcium to bump up my diet because I know that I fall short. And I do also like to take a multivitamin to fill in the gaps. Now, what I really wanted to talk about is vitamin D, because I think this has been really important for me. So growing up in Canada, I didn't have the sun exposure. I wouldn't have been getting vitamin D from the sun. So when I found out that I had low bone density, I was still living in Canada. And after getting my diagnosis, one of the things I did is I decided to travel. I thought, you can't take anything in life for granted, and I'm going to do what I want to do before I come back and start a career. And so I went to Australia for a year, and I spent that entire year in the sun. So I worked on a sailboat, and I spent the rest of the time on the beaches, just almost every day in the sun. And when I came back to Canada after that year, I had the final bone scan that showed that I had reversed my bone loss. And I couldn't help but wonder if all that sunshine that I had in Australia was one of the reasons that I was able to reverse my bone loss. So I'll never know, but for me, I do believe that the sunshine could have been a factor in reversing the bone loss. And these days, what I do is I live in New Zealand, where we have a little bit more sun than we had in Canada. And on the sunny days, I do make an effort to sit out in the sun and expose my skin, maybe on the legs or on the back or on the torso, for 10 to 15 minutes, just to make sure that I'm getting some vitamin D from the sun. So I do still supplement, but I do also use the sunshine where I can. The final thing I want to talk about is a little bit more controversial, and that's using soy for bone health. So back then, as I said, we weren't really able to use the internet to do research. If we wanted to learn something, we had to go to the library. And the only resource I could find back then was a book that was about using soy to improve bone health. So this book was written by an institute in the United States that was using soy isoflavones to help postmenopausal women with their bone density. And I can't remember the name of the book, and I can't remember the institute, but I do know that I phoned them and was able to talk to them and discuss my situation. And they said that even though they were focused on using soy for postmenopausal women, that it couldn't hurt to try it in my case. And so I decided to increase the soy in my diet. I started using things like soy protein powder, protein bars that had soy protein. I started using soy milk, and I even took some soy isoflavone supplements. Whether or not that helped me, I'm not sure, but the research does suggest that soy may have a positive impact on bone health, and it could also have some other positive health impacts like improving cardiovascular health. So despite all the negative stuff that gets totally overblown on social media, there could be something there when it comes to soy. And today I still include soy in my diet. I eat tofu a couple times a week and I use soy milk, not just because it might help my bone health, but just because I like it. So I thought I would mention that because it is something that I did back then. Now, as I said at the start of this video, I did receive some really good advice back then. So when I found out that I had low bone density back then, being in my 20s, I was just devastated. You just think, wow, like this is going to be my life. I'm only 20 and they're telling me my bones are 80 years old. It was just absolutely devastating. And I spent about 6 weeks really depressed, really scared to do anything. I was just staying at home. I was so scared to do anything because the doctors had made me so frightened of fractures. And I had somebody who cared about me come over and do an intervention. And he sat me down on the steps outside and said to me, look, you are already so healthy, so active. Use this as an opportunity to get even stronger, to get even healthier. And I remember that was such a big shift for me. I went back in the house and I thought, that's it. This is not going to be my destiny. I am going to use this to become stronger. I'm going to figure this out no matter what it takes. And that was such a big turning point for me. And from there, I was able to not only reverse my bone loss, but it ignited a passion in me to travel and to make sure that I really lived my life to the fullest. But it also led to me creating female fitness systems and to now working with women worldwide to help them improve their health and their fitness and become stronger. So it really did change my life. And so I know how scary it can be if you're facing something like this, but just use this as your opportunity to become even stronger, and you got this. Like, there's so much you can do that is still in your power. So I hope that you found this helpful today. I hope it gives you some hope for the future. And remember, if you do want some help with your training, to check out my programs over on femalefitnesssystems.com. They're linked in the description. And as I said, I'm more than happy to help you if you need anything at all. Leave me questions in the comments of this video. I will answer them there. And please give it a like as well, because that helps my channel here on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, so you catch future videos from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.